Gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis. What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month, 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. He looked good, Coach.
Oh, trying. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Monday in the Quad Cities. Monday, May 12th. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're watching us live on YouTube, thank you for doing that. If you have subscribed, thank you for that as well. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Up over 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate that. And then tell a friend or two or 10 or 40 or 100 about what we're doing each and every weekday right here in the Quad Cities, talking local sports and a bunch more at 10 a.m. every weekday. We're also live on X. We love X. X has been very good to us. And then, as we always mention, we have our podcast as well. It goes up to all the podcasting platforms as well. So wherever you get your podcasts, you should be able to get Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Spotify, Apple, Podbean, iHeart, you name it, it should be there. If there's a podcasting platform you cannot find the show, let me know. We'll get it there as well. But I think we've got everything covered when it comes to the podcast form of the show as well. And what I always say is you can listen to it instead of look at me. Much better to do that than have to look at me. Plus, beautiful week, beautiful weather. So go for a run tonight. Download the podcast. Get a workout in and get caught up in all the local sports that you'd love to get caught up in. Exciting, great way to start our week coming up. Our lineup today is a lot of fun. Coming up in a matter of moments, Rockridge standout, former Rockridge standout, current Wisconsin softball standout, Kendra Lewis joins us. Kendra is first team All Big Ten, first team All Freshman. She killed it in Madison this year, so we'll get caught up on her great year. Also look back at Rockridge and the dynasty that was, and a bunch more with Kendra Lewis coming up in a matter of moments. It is Monday, and believe it or not, Pat Angerer is not out on a golf course like he was last week. I think he golfed 3 times during the week last week. He lives a charmed life, but Pat Angerer will be along around 10:30 or so to get caught up with life. Who knows what we'll talk about, but it'll be interesting. It always is with Pat. So Pat Angerer coming up in the first hour as well. And then congratulations to the Blackhawks softball team. They're going back to nationals for the first time since 2014. That's very cool. Their head coach, Josh Keenir, will join us in hour number 2 of the show. So softball sandwiching Pat Angerer. It doesn't get any better than that right here on a Monday in the Quad Cities. It is May 12th. Quickly, I have to mention that it's May 12th isn't a great day for me. I lost my dad 13 years ago today. So the good news is that we do a Guy Randazzo Memorial Golf Outing every single year. The 11th annual is coming up on June 14th. It's a ton of fun. I talk about it here all the time. So a great way for me to honor him, raise money for a great cause. A ton of local standouts and celebrities, I guess, if you will, are always on hand. And we got about 3 or 4 teams still open, which is great. We got 32 teams right now, but we got 4 more openings. We'd love to get that filled up as well. It's under 5 weeks away, so still plenty of time. But I mention all the time, Pat Angerer is out there. We'll have a team from Iowa football there as well, captained by Zach Ortworth. They'll go against a team of Illinois football, captained by Cole Rusk. QB1 Luke Eltmeyer was here last year, so a lot of great people. Charles Jugasaw from the Notre Dame football program will be there, so a lot of familiar faces. James Zahara, Corey Kuffler, Shelby Kluver will all be out on the course that day as well. So if you're interested, GuyRandazzoGolf.com is where you sign up. And I figured, since I'm remembering and celebrating the old man today, I figured good time to plug that as well. Also, before we get to the show, it was a fun weekend, busy weekend as always in the Randazzo household, but we had a lot of fun. And one reason why, and of course I didn't upload this like I was supposed to, darn it. But everybody knows that listens to the show that I can be a wrestling dork. I'm proud of that. I think it's great. I think it's a ton of fun. And so there was a wrestling pay-per-view this weekend, and it was super cool to have this guy join us for Saturday evening. Owen Freeman stopped by the Randazzo house with a bunch of my boys, and unfortunately Tom Kakert hangs out everywhere I go. But Owen, of course, Moline state champion, heading to Creighton next year. We wish Owen the best of luck. I know there's Iowa fans watching this that wish he was a Hawkeye still, and I understand that. I get that as well. But coaching change and the world of college basketball means new opportunities, and Owen will take off to Creighton soon. So we wish him the best of luck, but could have been more fun. He is a wrestling dork, like I am a wrestling dork, like Tom Kakert is a wrestling dork. So we hung out, we watched Backlash, we had a ton of fun. So thanks to Owen for swinging by. We wish him the best of luck, and I have a feeling we'll be hanging out watching wrestling again real soon because we had way too much fun on Saturday night. So thanks for him, and thank you guys for tuning in, because we got a great show to start our Monday, and we start with a young lady that I put in my club. Kendra Lewis joins us in my dime club. And when I say that, I mean, if I had a dime for every time I said your name on television, I could actually retire. So you're one of those people, which is a good place to be. First and foremost, thank you for making the not too long a trip to the house. The Rockridge softball players never complain because it's not a long trip. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate it.
So much for having me. Yeah, not very far at all.
I am going to turn your microphone on now.
There we go. Thank you so much for having me.
It's still not smooth sailing all the time up here when it comes to technology. First and foremost, congratulations. I said it in the intro, but Big Ten all freshmen, first team, and then all Big Ten first team, the big one. Yeah. To hear that, what goes through your mind just as a freshman getting done with your freshman season?
It's surreal. I kind of talked about this before. I had a great season. I give a lot of props to my coaches, my teammates, everything. But to hear it and see it being posted on Big Ten, it was like a smack in the face. You're like, wow, this is real. I've played softball for about 10 years now. And to see like what I've worked so hard for to be recognized is a feeling that it just fills me with joy, for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. A lot to be proud of. When did you know it was going to go so good? And that's a loaded question. I get that. But obviously you want to go up there, have success, make an impact early. When did you feel comfortable and realize that you could have the type of season that you had?
I would say definitely this year before it was preseason, and I have a couple of older teammates. I got shifted to the outfield. And it was a big jump. I never played outfield before, and I have an older senior there that I really looked up to, and she kind of guided me through the ways, and she's left-handed. She taught me how to hit, and I was like, man, this program is something I want to be a part of. And I'm like, I want to do everything I can to keep this program the way it is. And so after staying, I think we hit a drop ball machine. And I was like, man, I'm going to give everything to this program, and I'm going to do my best doing it. So
you've done just that. I want to read off some numbers. I don't have all of them, but you hit 408, young lady. That's really good. Slugging percentage, 650. It's the best slugging percentage by a freshman in school history since Chloe Miller, a Pleasant Valley product. And you smile. And you're not alone when it comes to Quad City products up there, but Chloe there, you have teammates there now. The Quad City love in Madison is pretty good.
Oh, we love the Quad Cities. I talked about this a little bit before. A lot of teammates from Chicago. And I'm like, the Quad Cities can hang around too. We're here and we're here to stay. I mean, Chloe Miller, me, Liv Bark, that's one in our lineup. She's from Riverdale.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. You used to battle them 2-3 times a year, probably.
Too many.
Did you ever get her out? You got her out, didn't you?
I don't want a couple times.
Okay, I don't want to get those problems. 39 RBIs. At the plate, you were so comfortable up there. Did it take a minute or two to get comfortable at the college level, or did you just come out swinging?
Adjusting to college was a little bit difficult in the fall, but I had a lot of people guiding me in the right direction. So once season came around, I was ready to go. You know, with bat in my hand, I'm in the batter's box, like, bring it. I don't care. You could be 25. Bring it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you have the success there. When it comes to the team success, because you guys had good success as a team as well, kind of balance both of those, because obviously there's that with making an impression as a freshman as well. How did that go? And obviously you felt at home at Madison, which is first and foremost.
Absolutely. Madison is like a second home. Beautiful place. I love it. I love all of my classes, my teammates, very welcoming. I mean, in the fall when it's beautiful weather, not negative 20, we have team bonfires, and it just makes it feel a lot more like a second home. I can live there. I mean, my coaches are amazing. Coach Healy is like another mom. If I ever needed anything, I could totally call her up and she would come right away. Yeah.
Expectations are going to continue to grow now, young lady, because you are first team all Big Ten. Kind of talk about, we mentioned it a little bit, but when he kind of smacked you in the face a little bit, but how did you find out that you were first team All Big Ten? I think you maybe thought that first team All Freshman made sense, but when did you find out that as well? How did that take place?
So I just gotten home from the Big Ten tournament, and I was talking to my mom. I was sitting on the couch, and I got up, and I reached for my phone. Oh, Coach Healy texted me. Open it. Congratulations on making first team All Big Ten. And I was like, what? I was like, no way. And I was like, hopefully it's not a typo or it's not first team freshman. And I was like, that would be still an awesome honor. But I was like, Mom, you won't. I'm first person. I mean, I love my mom so much. She is my biggest inspiration. I'm like, Mom, you won't believe this. And she got up, started jumping. It was just awesome. I mean, it was a great family moment, and I called my dad right away. He's helped me this whole entire way, and he's like, what are we doing to celebrate? We're going fishing.
Of course. That's what everybody wants to do to celebrate, is to go fishing as well. So did you go fishing?
We did go fishing.
Did you catch any fish?
A very big crappie.
That's a good day.
It was a great day.
I was going to say first team All Big Ten, and you're catching fish. Where'd you go fishing at?
I cannot disclose that information.
Oh.
It's a secret pond.
I like that. It's funny. My son, my oldest, doesn't fish a lot, and he called me on Friday night, and he's like, Dad, some buddies want to go fishing on Saturday. I'm like, okay. And he goes, I want to go. And I think he enjoyed the heck out of it. So maybe he'll do some more fishing in the future as well. Kendra Lewis joining us right now on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Kendra, I want to talk about those Rockridge days. And we got to have a former teammate, Peyton Brown, out at the house last week as well. And I explained to her, when I talk about when I was leaving WQAD and they asked me, like, what are the things I remember covering most? There's dynasties, there's teams, there's programs, and North Scott girls basketball for a while was one, and the state championships and Assumption soccer. Rockridge softball is like synonymous with success, and it wasn't just, recently. I told the story that when I started dating my wife in 2005, they're really good too. They won a state championship, I think, that year too. So it's what was that program like for you growing up, and then to be part of it and be successful in it? What does that program mean to you?
Growing up, I remember my mom works at the school. She's a school nurse. So I would beg her as a little kid. I'd be like, Mom, can we please stay after and go to the softball game? It was freezing. Yeah. She's like, yeah, we can go. We'd get our blankets. And I loved it. I cheered on all the girls. I remember all their walk-up songs, and I wanted to be a Rockridge Rocket at the age of 10.
That's awesome.
And so when I got to high school, I remember I looked up to every single one of those girls, and now it was kind of our turn to be the image for the little girls, and that meant a lot. Yeah. And to make the statement like we did was just so inspirational looking back at it. I'm like, wow, like that's amazing, and I want to continue to build like those programs. I mean, even now Wisconsin softball, I know we have a lot of Iowa Hawkeye fans here, but go Badgers.
There you go.
We're going to change it here.
Yeah. Hey, you laid Ethan Happ laid the foundation when it comes to Rockridge to Wisconsin Pipeline. So you're doing just fine. The success you ladies had at Rockridge, and it was weird because we took it for granted. I think the media did. It was like, okay, we got to go out to Rockridge because they're going to win, and they're going to win state. And we would plan on how they were going to win state or get to state and all that kind of stuff. It was just implied for us, but it was never that way for you guys. And I remember talking in interviews, and like, I don't know if Coach John, who's been here on the show as well, had you guys trained so well, but what was the process like? Because y'all knew you were good, but you never acted like it. What was that process like?
That was just our culture. We obviously wanted to create a winning culture, but the end goal was for us to be better people. We obviously want to be great softball players, and that's, I feel like, why everybody thinks we were trained that way. But in the end, it is a team sport, and I will give accolades to my teammates every single day. I mean, we couldn't have made state without every single person I had played with. So yeah. It's incredible. And the culture, that I mentioned the culture because it was huge. I mean, it was all or nothing. Commitment was huge. Commitment was a black or white. That's it. You're in or you're not. And everybody was bought in. So the Rockridge culture was something I can't even compare to anything else. I think we created a winning culture, but it was also fun. I loved playing softball at Rockridge. I mean, it couldn't get any better than that. Winning, Coach Sean, what would he say? I'm trying to think of a quote. He said, hate losing more than you love winning. And I will bring that to everywhere. I love that quote.
Do you have a Coach John impression? She does, because she laughed. So you do. You don't have to, but like, I have a feeling you probably.
He said so many things. I don't know. That was so long ago too.
You know what he used to do with us? I talked about on the show. When we would get him emotional, he would just like start cursing.
It'd be sunglasses here. He'd get cried. Sunglasses down. That's
Yep.
my best coach.
Well, what he would do with us, he would start cursing so we couldn't put him on TV crying. Like, he did it on purpose. He was smart enough to know that, like, you know, Dazzo or Corey couldn't put crying if he started, so he would just start cursing, and we couldn't use it because it had curse words in it. And he was a smart guy. He was on here and he said to me, and this is not the John Nelson show, so I don't want to make it that. He's got plenty of faults. No, I'm kidding. But he said he doesn't coach Augie like softball, like a high school team. He coached Rockridge like a college team. Now that you're in college, can you reflect on that, or is that true that he coached Rockridge like a college team to help maybe prepare you guys for college too?
I would say absolutely. I mean, not very many high school can say that they have trained us. Like, we're little collegiate athletes, and now that I've finished my first year at Wisconsin, I could say, yeah, they prepared me a little bit for college. I would say Wisconsin's maybe a little bit more intense, a little bit more time.
Of course.
But obviously, that's of course. But I would say the core concepts and the values that I have come from Rockridge softball.
I can't talk about Rockridge softball without talking about the community as well, because you mentioned your mom works there. My wife went there. I've got really good friends that go to Rockridge, coach there, all those kind of things. That goofball Andy Say, who used to be there, leads off my show every day. And I kind of get it a little bit too, but explain what that community is like. I'm biased, I get that, but like, it's just a special place when it comes to the community and the athletics together. What is Rockridge like for you? And when people talk about the community there, what do you think of?
I would say I love the Rockridge community. They've supported me in so many different ways. Like I said, the Iowa Hawkeye fans are incredible here, but as soon as I committed to Wisconsin, I felt the support from the whole entire community, and that's awesome. And I think one example I can think of that really shouted community to me was when we played at Erie Prophetstown. It was a sectional. It got rescheduled because we played some local team around here, and the whole entire Moline field was full. And I was like, wow, like, this is a sectional, and all of them, I don't know how many people were at Erie Prophetstown, but I can say a lot of those people were Rockridge people. And I remember feeling so surrounded by our community at that moment. And I remember we won the sectional, and we ran around with our plaque, pretty much thanking everybody for coming. And walking around and seeing how many people truly supported us was incredible. I mean, I still remember it now. I think it was like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
I remember that as well, because we were excited because the game got moved 5 minutes from our station. It was great. It was like, yes. This is awesome. But no, that's what it's like is you mentioned the cold games where you need to cuddle up as a young lady, a young girl, to go watch games. I love covering high school softball, baseball, that kind of stuff. My kids play baseball. I get it. But some of those spring games are miserable. And I would go out there to get highlights, and here are all these fans don't have to be there, but they were still there. I mean, it was crazy. And it's not always that way. You can go to some games in March, and I get it, April, and I get it, and there's only like a couple dozen people there. And there was always there for Rockridge softball. 3 state titles. Kendra Lewis, by the way, joining us right now. 3 state titles, a 3rd place finish, a winning streak of like 1.5 million games or whatever you ladies did. I don't want to say you couldn't enjoy it, because you know you enjoyed it, but now that you're old and you can reflect back all those years ago, but do you give yourself a chance now to reflect back? I asked Peyton this as well. Now that you're removed from it a little bit, can you look back at it? And when you do, how do you think, or what do you think of when all those state championships and winning streaks and stuff come to mind?
Looking back at it, it's incredible. I mean, wow, how many people can say that they've won 3 state titles in their 4 years of playing high school? I mean, wow. And I really truly think about all the hours we put into practice after school, when it's freezing cold to when it's blistering hot. We put our grind in, for sure. I mean, we worked very hard as a unit. We weren't just a team. We didn't have a JV team. We didn't have our bench players. We didn't have a varsity team. We were a unit. We worked together as one. And bringing that, like reflecting on how important that one was, I am coaching this summer, and I want to bring that into my coaching for sure. And I totally credit all of our coaching that has come through Rockridge for that one.
I was going to talk to you about that, so I will now, because the future is bright. There's more softball to be played. And I'm like, what are you doing this summer? Tell people what you're doing this summer. I think this is awesome. I think you're going to have a blast. I think you're going to do good. But what are you doing this summer?
I'm very excited. I am the JV head coach at Durant High School, and I'm also like their pitching coach. So I'm looking so forward to that. I'm so excited. I love giving back to the sport. I met all the girls there. I'm so excited. I love them. Their head coach, Rich Darnell, I've known him for a very long time. I'm looking forward to work with him.
How does that happen? Like, does he just realize you got an opportunity to do something, or how did he actually put two and two together and say, wait a minute, you're back here, maybe you can give back to our program?
Oh yeah, I've known Rich since I was about 8 years old, and we've stayed in contact up until now. And I kind of reach out to him because I'm like, hey, can I come hit at your facility or come work out with you? And he said, absolutely. I'm coach at Durant. Would you want to come help with this and work out with us? I'm like, absolutely. Awesome. And so I did that this winter, and I loved all the girls, and I loved coaching them, and they're very, very receptive with everything. And well,
it helps that you're a star Big Ten player. I mean, I would be respectful as well, or receptive as well, but yeah.
So he kind of stayed in contact, and I got a call from him. He's like, hey, we really love how you're handling in our program and what you're doing with the girls. They love you. Would you be willing to come be a coach for us? And I'm like, absolutely. I mean, in the future, I would love to be a coach at a collegiate level.
Yeah.
So just being able to start here is amazing.
No, it's a great foundation. I was going to ask you if coaching is in your future after your playing days, but obviously if you're already doing it now, it definitely is that. So Peyton was here, and we had a great conversation, and we started talking about some practices and how she may have done against you in practice and all those kind of things. She remembered a double. Do you remember facing, it probably wasn't a lot. She didn't say it was a lot, but do you remember one-on-one matchups with Peyton, and how many times did you actually strike her out?
No. I pitched to so many people at practice. I'm like, especially my senior year, I threw live a couple times.
She said you got her on a changeup one time. Really good. But then she got a double. So, but she couldn't remember all the specifics either. Just say you struck her out 7 times.
Yeah, I was singing that. Too.
Take that, Peyton. Ha! She struck you out like 7 straight times. All that good stuff. Want to have some fun with you. I always have some goofy, fun questions. They're getting redundant, but I like them all. So now that you got back in the Quad Cities, and I love this because I'm a foodie. When you get back, and you said they had to celebrate, when your dad said, let's go celebrate, I thought you were going to say we went here to eat or went there to eat. I didn't know you actually went fishing. But is there a favorite place in the Quad Cities that when you come back, you got to eat?
Absolutely. It's actually Rockridge own. Luli's down in Milan.
Okay, yeah.
I love that place so much. Chicken tenders, amazing.
They're huge.
Oh, they're great.
Yes, I love that they're. Do you use ketchup with your chicken tenders?
No, I'm a ranch girl. Okay. I believe it's also homemade ranch there. It's very good.
No, it's my mom lives right up Ridgewood Road, so she's been there several times. I've been there. They donate to the golf outing. Awesome people. So, yeah, that's a good pick. In Madison, did you find a place?
Ooh. Yes, I would say.
I like how serious you get
I know.
with the food questions.
I'm trying to really think of the cheese curds. We have very many good cheese curd places, so I'm trying to pick the best cheese curds. I would say it's called Bratz. Okay, it's on State Street. Yep, of course. They have cheese curds that are like this big.
Gosh.
They're huge.
You know what? And I don't know, a friend of mine, Andy McKay, might end up watching this. He's a Wisconsin nut. But we would go up and do stories with Ethan Happ when we were there. And I remember walking to, is it close to the Kohl Center? Kind of close?
Oh yeah, State Street's kind of in the middle of everything.
Yeah, I think we walked there and had cheese curds
Oh, they're
when
great.
we went up there to do a story with Ethan Haps. So good choice, good choice. If you could have dinner, a one-on-one meal with anybody in the entire world, who would it be and why?
In the entire world,
You
are
could
they
pick it.
alive?
It's your whatever you want to do. If you want to eat with dead people, I'm good with it. But whatever you
Oh
want
my
to do.
gosh, this is such a tough question.
See, this ain't no softball questions anymore,
No,
right?
I could go with the softball. I would say I would go with Katy Perry.
Okay.
Very interesting choice.
That's the first person who said Katy Perry because
I loved Katy Perry growing up. I loved her, and I still kind of listen to her music,
Yeah.
couple here and there. And she's on a couple of the shows I watch. She was
Okay.
on American Idol, and I was like, how interesting would that be? A great
like it.
combo with Katy Perry.
I like it. I like it. I thought you're a Rockridge girl. You're supposed to say Glenn Cook. Like that's the.
I have talked to Glenn Cook.
He's
So,
he's the best.
let's go.
He is the best. Are you superstitious?
Very.
Okay. Yes, I love this. Tell me the weirdest ones.
The weirdest, I'll go from high school. I would not let anybody touch my hair other than my mother and Estella Bogner. Those are the only two people that could do anything with
How
my
did
hair.
Estella get added in to the? It seems like
We
that
were
might
on
have
the
been
road,
Okay.
and I was desperate, and I was like, Estella, please, you're the next person I trust, please.
That's big time.
I know.
That is huge. What
she
else?
did great. My freshman year of high school, this one was really crazy. I would get Ducky's chicken strips before almost every single game.
Well, that doesn't seem like. Don't they sit in you when you're like? That doesn't seem like the best thing to eat before
I don't know.
a softball game.
It worked.
Yeah,
I kept doing it.
No kidding. Absolutely, it did. It's funny you mentioned that because I think I said this before, but there's an Al's Burgers that opened up by Alaman, and that's where my son goes. And I remember him texting me, "Hey, we got some time before basketball practice, so I'm going to run up to Al's." Okay. And then he's like, "Oh, they got this great burger basket special." I'm like, why would you want to put a burger basket in your stomach before you go to basketball practice? It doesn't seem like you're ready. You kids can do the craziest things.
I guess.
So, are you getting less superstitious in time, or is it just still very superstitious?
I'm still superstitious with my hair.
Okay.
I have a teammate up at Wisconsin who does it every single time. I'm getting a little less. I don't eat the same things. I think I'm getting a little better. I still put on everything's left than right,
Okay.
but I think that's kind of minor. We're making steps in the right direction.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps, but still steps, one nonetheless. Last one for you. If you could do a different sport besides, and you don't have to be good at it. I'm not saying go back to high school, but if you could pick up and start doing a different sport and do that now, what would you do?
I actually have thought about this question. I would do gymnastics.
Okay.
They are awesome people.
Yeah.
They're built and they're incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And I love watching them, especially with the Olympics being this year.
Yep.
Watching all those girls doing flips and throwing themselves around the bar. I'm like, wow, how
Yeah.
cool would that be if I could do that?
I love it. I love it. I love it. See, she's not just okay. Before we let you go, you pitched a little bit this year. Is there more pitching in the future?
I believe so. I think there's going to be next year some more pitching action for me.
And I'm going to ask a dumb question. You can hit and pitch in the same game, right? Like
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. So it's not like they're
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny in the games I did pitch. Usually your pitcher is the DP flex, and I don't really know who it was, but we had another DP flex somewhere else. So it was awesome to see it.
So you stayed in hit is what you're saying. Yeah. That's what I'm figuring.
It was like an open opportunity for like our defensive specialists to come out. So it was really cool.
Look at that. So, well, I appreciate you coming over. This has been fantastic. I am super excited for your success. We've been following along and all those good things. And the pipeline from Rockridge to Wisconsin is alive and well. Keep doing big things and enjoy Durant softball.
Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
I love it. That's Kendra Lewis, Big Ten, first team, all Big Ten. I'll get it right. So congratulations. We're just getting going. Coming up, it's Monday, and that means we talk with Pat Anger. What do we talk with Pat Anger about? Well, during football season, it makes sense we talk about football. These days, we never know. But Pat Anger and a lot more to get to on a Monday edition of Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Quad Cities, are you brave enough for halfway to Halloween? Friday, May 16th, the Steamwheelers battle on Tulsa in a night of haunted hits and bone-crushing indoor football action. It's spooky fun for the whole family, complete with a haunted house and high-flying IFL football that'll leave you howling. Snag your tickets now at steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets and come get scared and entertained. Friday night, May 16th, presented by Asylum of Bad Dreams and Slick Willie Radio.
The PGA Tour swings into the Quad Cities again this summer, and you don't want to miss it. The John Deere Classic brings golf, music, magic, and more to TPC Deer Run, July 2nd through the 6th. Wednesday, July 2nd is Youth Day, and ages 15 and under are free all week, making it perfect for the whole family. Stick around after the Golf on the Weekend for the concerts on the Course Series, featuring country superstar Dierks Bentley on Saturday, and Grammy Award-winning Zac Brown Band on Sunday. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Visit johndeereclassic.com to get your tickets before they sell out.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Monday in the Quad Cities. Monday, May 12th. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to Kendra Lewis for swinging by. I knew she had an awesome season up at Wisconsin, but to find out a couple days ago she was first team all Big Ten is really cool as just a freshman. So, and then to find out she's also going to coach JV softball at Durant High School this summer. Is an awesome thing. So thank you to Kendra for joining us. If you missed that interview, go back and check it out because it was a lot of fun. So we got softball to start, and then coming up in the next hour, we have Josh Keenir, the Blackhawk College head softball coach. They're going to nationals. So we're gonna softball. We're gonna sandwich Pat Anger in between some softball. Nothing like a good Pat Anger sandwich to start your Monday. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people say that, but I'll take it, I guess. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You're not in the golf course. I'm proud of you.
No, I'm kind of tired from golf. There's a lot of golf last week, but I still suck, man. I don't know what's going on.
How many times did you golf last week?
3 times. Well, one was twice was at a convention conference.
Why'd you air quote that? What conference are you at?
There was a lot of golfing.
Okay.
It was a good one. It was the best conference of the year, the Q's conference. It's great.
Okay. How did you golf? Did it get progressively better?
No, I got worse.
Oh, do we need to be concerned?
Man.
Because
We
are
should
less
be
than
very
5
concerned.
weeks away from, I like to say, defending our championship, and that doesn't make a lot of sense because we didn't win last year, but that's simply because Fick was on our team, and that's the only reason why we didn't win. So I still feel like we're defending our. So do we need to be worried?
We need to be concerned. I'll golf on Friday, and then we'll see how it goes.
You're
I'll
golfing
let you know.
Friday
I'll
too?
keep you on. Yeah.
Where you golfing Friday?
The honor flight outing, the RIA honor flight outing. It's one of the best ones, man. It's a good one.
What exactly is your job at IH, and how do I get one as well?
Well, you got to be good looking. So you're out there. Business development, community funding. So I, go out to the community, represent IH, and try to bring in businesses and stuff like that. And also, I handle all our community funding. So we're a credit union, and it's our duty to give back to the communities we serve. So all the money that comes here and goes to nonprofits, I handle that, which is great. And it's pretty rewarding, and it's awesome. You meet a lot of great people, and there's so many good nonprofits in our community. We're very lucky to have them.
You're a good man. I was trying to make fun of you,
No,
and you just came right back at me, and you made me feel bad. You're a good human being. What you do is you change lives, and IH is a great organization. I want to complain about baseball, but not youth baseball first. I want to complain about. Did you see the Iowa baseball game yesterday?
No, I didn't. Oh wait, I did hear. Didn't they stop playing because Oregon State had to get on a plane or something?
Yeah, they ended in a tie. Like, it's a big series, and it's not a conference series. I get it, but the season's almost over. Iowa's got RPI and all that. I mean, yeah. I get the plane thing, kind of. I mean, I guess, but that's weird to me. I'm upset about it. I think it's stupid that they ended in a tie. This isn't soccer. This is a real sport. What are we doing?
Yeah, the tie thing's weird, man. I don't get that. And just the plane's gonna be there. I don't know.
Well, it's
after the game. I mean,
it was a commercial flight.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird that the entire Oregon State baseball team was going to roll on a plane. That would have been interesting if you're flying, all of a sudden the entire baseball team gets on the plane. But
that's why you play a real sport. Play a real sport like football, and you just charter your own flights.
See, that's the problem, is that the cash cows like you guys get everything, and then the athletes that are working just as hard as you, like the baseball players, softball players, all that kind of stuff, they don't get their fair cut. That's the problem.
Yeah. Bring in more money.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. I mean, what?
You're not. I mean, you're not wrong. It's weird. Weird how you get. No, I totally understand. How was your baseball
it does
weekend?
suck. That does. You just played a freaking 10-inning baseball game, and you got to go sit by some kid that's crying on the plane. That's probably not ideal.
That's awful. It sounds awful.
That sounds terrible.
You know that because you are the voice of Iowa athletics now.
I'm not the voice.
Not just football. Not just football. Not just football. Just in Iowa athletics in general. Joe Conklin is the governor of Iowa, and you are the voice of all of Iowa, basically. Forget athletics. You're just the voice of all of Iowa. The baseball team has a chance to win their first Big Ten regular season title since 1990. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. They're doing a really good job up there. I mean, God, we'd have to walk out by the baseball field to go to our practice facility or go to our practice every day, and we'd always see them out there, just messing around, chewing sunflower seeds and having a great time. We're on our 25th practice, and we're getting ready to go to war. And so I was always envious of them, but it's good that they're out there kicking butt and doing well.
You're painting baseball players out to be not as tough as football players. Is this what you're doing?
I'll tell you what, I think the guys that they got right now are pretty damn tough, and they're doing a hell of a job.
Now you're just backtracking. You didn't answer my question. No. Back in the day, they weren't.
No, they're definitely not. They're definitely not. I mean, obviously, I think they would probably admit that.
So I do give my oldest, Charlie, mainly a hard time, because I remember back, he would have 3 games of baseball, and he'd be like, "Oh, Dad, I'm exhausted. I'm so hungry. I got to go eat. I just played 3 games of baseball." And I'm like, you basically stood at second base for about 6 hours. Yeah. Like, I don't want to act like you're doing a marathon or anything. Like, I love the game of baseball. It takes skill. I mean, it's competitive athleticism, all that kind of. I'm not saying they're not athletic at all, but you're not moving nonstop, are you?
Yeah, but you got to get there an hour before so you can warm up for an hour, so you can stand around for an hour and 40 minutes. You have to, it is what it is. The warm up for baseball just always kills me. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yep. And then get some teams do it correctly. Like, I don't want to, but when I coached my oldest, I felt like, cause we had 1 million coaches, cause that, like, every travel team needs at least 100 coaches because every dad has to be part of it.
Well, you need your kid to make the team, so you got a coach. I mean, that's what happens.
Put your hand down. But like, get moving, get things going, and it's just like you got the heavies, maybe some whiffles, some bunts, those kind of things. But like, get them moving at least. Or the best thing is like they all get together in a group and run to the foul pole and back, and it's like that was it. It was their jog back and forth. It took 38 seconds and they're done. They're warm. They're ready to go. So, how was your baseball weekend? You're getting me in trouble. That's all you're doing is getting me in trouble. And if you keep it up, we're going to talk politics. So if you keep it up, we're just going to start talking politics. I don't know what, but how was your baseball weekend? Do you have trophies and everything to talk about?
Oh, it was Emmett's team. They lost. They lost their first game Sunday, but they lost to the team that won, and so that's okay.
That's a really nice Mother's Day gift for Mary. Yeah, good for Emmett. Yep. That's the best Mother's Day gift of all.
That's what I told him. That's exactly what I told him. And then Avery was sick Saturday. She had double ear infection, but their team got second in their tournament.
Would have gotten first. But they would have gotten first.
That's what I said. We would have been a lot more crazy having 3 kids doing tournaments on the same day. But and then Kale's team got second. What was cool is they had the banners mixed up, so both the banners said champion. So they got a banner that said champion. So
that's what JP. That's what JP Sports does. Everybody wins. I love
makes champions.
Absolutely.
I love it. For as much money as we spent to get in, it's great to have a championship banner.
Just stop. You're not going to get me in trouble again. We're not going down this road. I'm trying to stay above the You're Pat Anger. You get away with everything. Pat, he's funny. He's like, what you are is you're like an old guy that gets away with saying whatever you want to say, but you're not old.
That's why you got to say it early, so then you're grandfathered in.
I guess
if I was straight-laced and then started saying messed up stuff, it would be like, oh, gosh. But no, how was your weekend, man?
Oh, I want to talk to you real fast about Mother's Day. What did you – I mean, Mary is the goat of goats. So what did you treat the missus well on Mother's Day?
Yeah. No, she said she didn't want anything, so I got her some flowers from Quick Star on my way after dropping off.
You don't have to say from Quick Star.
After dropping Kale off at his 8 a.m. game. And, she usually gets a bunch of flowers. That's what she wants. She's like, hey, I'll just get a bunch of flowers and plant them and all that stuff. She likes to do that.
So you got like flowers for the yard and stuff.
No, I got her like roses at Quick Star. It was a good deal.
Stop saying at Quick Star. You don't have to preference where they're from.
I got her gas station flowers. All right.
There you go. Nothing says thank you.
I'm just so happy that I'm good looking enough that after a couple beers, she gave me the opportunity to make her a mom.
Well, here's the thing. God, I don't even know where to go with that. No, she deserves more than some gas station flowers because she allowed you to procreate with her 3 times. That's the nicest way for me to say it. So she deserves but here's the thing. Quick Shop is probably upper echelon to near the top when it comes to gas stations.
Yeah, I mean, it's not some BP, it's not an Amoco. It's Quick Start. The bathrooms are clean there.
Well,
you don't need a key to get in the bathroom.
So much from
you don't need to go outside to get in the bathroom. It's a good spot.
So much for my BP sponsorship that started today. Never mind. I guess we're gonna have to cancel that one. So last year, and this is honest to God, I wish Jen would actually watch the show, but she doesn't, and I understand why. I got her a chicken shredder, and I've been ripped for it ever since. Jen likes to make chicken and noodles. And I recall her like, you know how you have to pull the chicken apart with like a fork.
Yeah.
I recall her like not enjoying it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she loves it. So like last year we had a tournament down in Columbia. We're coming back from Columbia and like maybe we're a little late getting the gift, but we're like thinking, Charlie and I are like, and we're online and he's on his phone and I see this. I'm like, hey, look at this chicken shredder. This is great. And so we're like, we were so proud. We're like, boom, order. We got it. You put the chicken in this thing and you shift it like 3 times and boom, it's shredded. She's been brutal to me ever since. She thinks it's unfair. She thinks it's the meanest. Like she thinks it was awful. So here's what I did this year. I made her a video.
What kind of video?
Yeah, I should preference. Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. Yeah. Good
Take
call.
it easy over here.
Good call. Good call. About 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, when I was at WQAD, I had the boys make, they did a special edition of The Score, and I had them up on set, and they did like a video talking about how great Mom was for the special edition of The Score. So we did the same thing this weekend up here on set, and the 2 youngest ones that didn't do the one before did it, and then they started bragging about how great they were because they did it, and then the 2 older ones came in and said, are you kidding me? We did this a long time ago. We did a little flashback thing, and we put the other one in, and then it was great. Now I think she's happy. So moral of the story
thanks for letting me know. I could have done that. So
yeah, I don't.
Flour.
Your wife would have been like, "What's off the air? What in the world is this weird? Are you? Is that Randazzo's loft? What are you doing?" So basically, moral of the story is I spent my hard-earned money or my wife's hard-earned money on what I thought was a practical gift to make her life easier, and I got just railroaded about it. And I was lazy, went upstairs, made my kids do everything, spent no money, and now I'm a hero.
Gosh, good for you, man. I'm proud of you. That's
I don't
a win.
know if I'm a hero. She put it on her social media, so go check it out after this. You'll think it's amazing.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Yeah, no, my weekend was good. My 13-year-old won their championship down at the Hitman Complex. Hitman Complex looked great. Only cost $15 to get in, 10 per day. Looked great. And then my 8-year-old lost early on Sunday right away, but they were playing up against 9U kids. So I told them that's okay. Here's the thing is it was like 11-9 and there was 2 on, 2 outs. And of course he's coming up to plate. And I'm like, my wife right away is like, oh, he's going to make the last out. I was like, that a girl, way to be positive. He hit it. A nice little ground ball to third. And of course, the first time all day that the young kid actually fielded a ground ball and threw it all the way across the diamond. And then the little kid over there caught it. It was like the miracle play, but it was okay. They won 2. So it was good. It wasn't too bad at all. Before I let you go, a couple more things. One, think back to football season when you were at college. God bless you. You probably can't think back that far. Was this, I'm thinking May, was this like your easy month? Like, did you get to relax a little bit? I'm trying to put viewers into maybe what Iowa players kind of get now. Spring ball's done. Summer's not rocking and rolling yet. Was this the time where you were kind of working out, but you could, at least enjoy life a little bit?
Yeah, I think you have a couple weeks of after spring ball. You kind of have a couple weeks of kind of getting things together, and then you get a little bit of a break, and then you maybe like a week break or whatever, and then you start your summer program, and that's really when you start hitting it and going crazy. But yeah, this is kind of a time to kind of get things together, figure everything out, relax a little bit, and get some energy because you're gonna hit it really hard once the summer starts.
Iowa's over under is set at 7.5, and I know you cannot gamble. I'm not saying you can. I know you can't. But if I could, let me put it so you don't get in trouble. Can Iowa win 8 or more games this year?
I think we can win all the games, all of them.
So what are the odds of Iowa's win total being at 13 or 14? You're looking at some big juice is what you're saying. I could actually make
I'm not saying.
I know. I'll stop getting you in trouble. But are you bullish or bearish on this team? An honest question. Like, do you feel like I feel like when Kirk Ferentz teams don't have huge expectations, they do well. I feel like when the over under number is like 9.5 is usually when I'm like a little worried. But when it's like 7.5, like usually Kirk wins. Am I wrong?
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about our offense. I think we obviously, with that Gronowski coming in at quarterback, I think he's going to do great. Hopefully he's healthy. Our line is strong, the veteran, and we've got two really, really stud running backs. And then just watching them at practice, like our receivers are going up there making plays. I mean, it's weird, but the big question, obviously, it's on our defense. You replace all three linebackers. You replace Jamar Harris. You replace Castro. You replace Schulte. Like those are tough positions. With Phil out there, I'm sure he's going to have guys. I'm sure he's going to know exactly where to put and how to do it. But that's the question mark. These guys are coming in to replace. But you look at Jay Higgins, who came in and had to replace Jack Campbell. Jay Higgins became a unanimous All-American, consensus All-American. So what I'm excited about, I'm excited about these kids that nobody really knows about, that halfway through the year and by the end of the year, they'll become household names. They'll become their own legend in the state of Iowa and Iowa football, and that gets me fired up.
In Phil Parker, I trust, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, if that dude's steering the ship, I think something's good's going to happen. Okay, last one before I let you go, because I know you're busy changing the world. And I'm not to get sappy, but 13 years ago, probably right now, my dad passed away. So, and don't laugh, but so in an honest thing, it's year 11 of the tournament. We have the guy Randazzo. We're doing work this weekend on it. We got like 3 or 4 spaces available for teams. We got like 32 teams, 33 teams already, which is awesome. We thank everybody who signed up. But I want to get this son of a gun to 36. So give the sales pitch and be honest. It's a good freaking time, isn't it?
It's the best time. It's the best outing. And really, if you don't do it, you're wrong. You're wrong because you don't like a good time. It's the greatest outing. Even, during the golf and after the golf, you've got phenomenal food throughout the whole thing. Is Snoop's coming out afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Is he
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My gosh, I can't wait for that. No, it's awesome, and you're good people, and it's around good people, and it's just it's the one that I look forward to the most, and I golf a lot.
And for the most part, you stay the whole time now, which is very nice of you, because back in the day, it would be, now it's Joe usually like kind of dipping out early and all that kind of stuff. Have we come up with a fourth yet? Or we got our 2 thoughts, but we got to figure out, hoping Coach Drinkle, maybe Gary Dolphin. We got to work on both those and then kind of go from there. But I can't see us not winning it. So anyways, GuyRandazzoGolf.com is the website. It's going fast. Don't wait until next week. You don't have to pay then. You can click a button and pay when you get there. Just don't be those people that don't show up. But do that June 14th. It's a ton of fun. And watch Pat and me and Joe and player to be named later win the entire thing. It's great. So what's your day look like? Do you actually have stuff to do?
I do, yeah. I'm going to the Boys and Girls Club today to talk to the kids. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a good time. Yeah,
really?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, good luck with that. We'll see how that works. All right. Well, go watch that video, and then next year I'll let you have a cheap Mother's Day gift. I only charge you like $50. That's probably cheaper than Quick Star flowers. So, all right, friend. Have a great week. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, buddy. We'll see.
All right. That is the one and only, and thank God there's only one of them. Pat Anger joining us on a Monday, like he does every Monday, right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Yeah, I really encourage you guys. And also, if you're interested, you can't golf, and you're interested in a whole sponsorship, stuff like that, GuyRandazzoGolf.com. It's a ton of fun, and I'll be talking a lot about it over the next 4 weeks or so. In fact, I believe we're going to do the show on Friday or Thursday the week before over at Highland Springs Golf Course. We'll take the the show on the road that week as well. So we got more to get to. We started the show with Kendra Lewis talking softball. We've got more softball to talk about. The Blackhawks softball team with a fantastic weekend. They're heading to nationals for the first time in, or I almost said in school history, since 2014. Their head coach, Josh Keenir, and much, much more right after this on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. Welcome back to Off the Air on a Monday here in the Quad Cities. An exciting weekend and an exciting time on the softball and baseball fields at Blackhawk College. We talked about the boys baseball team a lot last week. The ladies making history as well, and it was a lot to celebrate on Friday for the Blackhawk softball team led by this man right here. Head coach Josh Keenir joins us right now. First and foremost, Coach, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. It's a busy time of year, but a lot to celebrate for Blackhawk softball. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. And if you're not busy this time of year, that's usually a somber moment. So happy to be busy right now.
Absolutely. It's a good thing. It was a crazy Friday for you guys, hosting districts at home, looking to get to that national tournament, and you guys punch your ticket to the national tournament for the first time since 2014. We'll get into the details of it, but when you hear that, in just your second year on campus, what was Friday night like for not just you, but this program, this team, those young ladies?
Yeah, watching our kids get to celebrate, that's why you do this, right? Knowing the work that they put in, the hours they put in, the sacrifice they put in, dealing with my nonsense a lot of the time. And so all I was thinking when that final out was recorded was I wanted to, number one, not get trampled by my kids coming out of the dugout. And then I just wanted to stand back and soak it in and watch them celebrate. And getting to do that, I won't forget that moment.
Coach, you look at and the list of things so far, it's 47 victories. It's a school program record doing that. Heading back to national tournament for the first time since 2014. I want to back up a little bit. When did you realize this could be a special group? I know you had probably high expectations coming into the year. Was there a point in the season that you thought, wow, this is coming together nicely. This could be a historic season for Blackhawk softball?
To be honest, it started at the end of last spring. I think we realized with the freshman group we had how close we were. We had to supplement a few pieces with the roster. And the beautiful thing with junior college is you do turn over the roster every year. So we were able to bring in the right pieces. And we knew pretty early on in the fall when we got the whole thing together that we had the weapons to make this run. It's just about fitting the pieces to the puzzle together in the right way, getting them to buy in and kind of creating that winning atmosphere. I think that was the biggest kind of challenge, was getting them to believe how good they really could be. We had a tough start. We started the season 0-4 in the Burlington, Iowa Dome. And I remember addressing the group after that fourth loss and talking about, how you respond and where you go from there. And it's the old cliche, right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And you don't want to peak at the wrong time or peak too early. And it's a special group. They love each other a lot, and it's something we talk about in our program. We talk about loving each other, trusting each other, and having empathy for each other. And it's something we actually do spend a lot of time on, in kind of communicating those things and what that means and what that looks like on the field, off the field, in life. They've bought in. I couldn't be more proud of how they've bought into that message.
I want to double down on that a little bit, because seeing is believing in all sports and all athletics. And you mentioned after a successful and promising spring last year, making them believe this year, and then you go down and lose your first four. What does it say about those young ladies? Because you're probably sitting here thinking, dang it, I'm trying to get them to believe, and it doesn't go right to start. And that could have been a slippery slope, Coach. What's it say about those young ladies that they doubled down, bought in, and continued to grind, and look where you're at now?
Well, I think some of it is, you preach, like, don't look at the stats. Like, I don't care if you went 2 for your first 10. I care about, did you have quality at bats? And that's just a small example, but it's the whole thing of, you focus on the process and the results take care of themselves in the end, right? And the other side is it's a hard game. There's a ton of failure in this game, and it's a great vehicle for life. And Matt, I know you're probably experiencing that with your family and watching kids have to fail. There's so much value in that, right? And just developing that grit, that toughness, and being able to persevere. And we've had some hard moments as a team, and but that's where the messaging goes back to how you get through those hard stretches. It has to come from within. And me, hyping them up or yelling and screaming, either way, it doesn't really matter. They have to stay together as a unit, and I think that's applicable in any sport. And so they, a broken record here, but they bought into that message, right? And them sticking together as a unit, that's what gets you through those hard weekends, those hard weeks, maybe a hard month. Whatever it is. But we have some players that come from winning programs that know what it takes to win. And as a group, they love Blackhawk softball. Like, that is, it's a priority for them. It's important to them. And obviously it's the most important thing to me. So just happy, man. Proud papa. Absolutely.
I tell my boys all the time, you can fail at the plate 7 out of 10 times, and you're going to the Hall of Fame, maybe. Like, that's how you put this game in perspective. It can be so crazy. Coach, doing some research, kind of going through some stuff for you guys this year. You're putting up 33, 28, 21, 20, 18. You look young, and you're not going to look any older if it's that easy during the year. We'll talk about some trying times in this postseason here in a second, but during this season, when you're putting up those type of runs, and they say, hitting's contagious, good softball's contagious, all that kind of stuff. Is it that simple where, when you get rolling like that, you can look down at a box score and say, wow, we scored 33, 28, whatever runs. What was clicking offensively about this team, especially during the season?
I think one thing that we kind of made our identity was we were going to be patient, have great at-bats, and not chase bad pitches. I know that sounds really simple. If you've ever stepped into a batter's box, it's not that easy. But just kind of as a general approach and philosophy, swing at good pitches, have quality at-bats. It really boils down to that. Now, to be honest, don't love playing in games where we're scoring 20 or 30 runs. I don't think those games prepare you for the moments that we had to get through in this last week. As fun as it is to go out and put up a bunch and win by a big number, it's more fun to win that 2-1 game. It's more fun to be in those games where every freaking play matters, every mistake is magnified, and you're trying so hard to take that number of outs and your head down from 21 to 0. Now, again, a couple of those times that number of outs to get was only 15, right? Because we're playing 15 games and we're run-ruling teams, and that's okay. But winning those games against really good teams, those close, tight games during the regular season, that's what prepares you for what we had to get through in this last week. So as great as it was to put up a bunch of runs in those couple weeks where I've read some stories where somebody did the math and it's 100-something runs in 8 games or 10 games or whatever it is, that's great. But I think what propelled us was losing 2 one-run games up at Bryant Stratton, the team that we had to beat to clinch the region championship and punch our ticket to the World Series. What helped us was getting swept at home by Kirkwood, who's a top 20 team in the country, who's also going to the World Series. 1-0 lead into the 6th inning. They hit a 2-run homer. We lose 2-1. Game 2, we're tied or down a run in the 5th or 6th, and it kind of got away from us. But I think about those games, and of course on the coaching side, right, we think about it's like poker. You win big hands, you don't really remember them, but you lose those, or you remember those bad beats. I think it's the same on the coaching side. Like, I could rattle off details of every one of our losses. I remember a handful of our wins, but I remember with pretty good precision the details of our losses. But those games prepare us for this postseason experience. And so as wonderful it is to score a bunch of runs, and our offense has been clicking at times, it's really been pitching and defense. And, you look at our scores the last few games, and we shut out the 2 best teams in the region to get to a national tournament with a 3-0 win and a 5-0 win. Takes a lot of pressure off the offense when your pitchers aren't giving any up. But it works the other way too, right? The offense goes out and gives your pitcher a lead, and now she can relax and maybe be a little more aggressive in the strike zone. And so, of course, it all goes hand in hand. It's such a beautiful game because it's all individual performance wrapped up in a team climate. So they feed off each other. It's a special group, man.
Josh Keenir joining us right now, Blackhawk College head softball coach. Coach, we talked about this weekend and Friday, how fun that was, but we both talked when we came on before we started this that, maybe it was the weekend before, the step before that really showed what this team was made of. There were some trying times. We just talked about those big blowouts, but talk about what really kind of set this team apart in the close games and the elimination games you guys faced the round before this one.
Sure. So in our region, the top 4 teams get to host the first round, the quarterfinals of the playoffs. You host a group of 4 teams, double elimination, and then the winners from those 4 sites advance to the Final Four. So we ended up being the 4 seed, and we had 5 seed Madison in our group, who perennial contenders to go to the World Series, and they've been there a handful of times, and just a great program, established. And they beat us the first time we saw them in the quarterfinals. So we went out and beat South Suburban in the first game, and Madison won their first game, and then they got us. So that set us up Saturday to have to win 3 straight elimination games in one day. We had to beat a really scrappy Highland team who's in our conference. So it was the 5th time on the season that we saw them. They have a tremendous pitcher from Freeport, Illinois, who's baffled us a couple times this year. And she was outstanding, and we had to grind our way to a 1-0 win to even survive and advance to see Madison again. So then facing Madison in the first game against them, second game of the day, our freshman pitcher, Cameron Carr, was outstanding. She threw a no-hitter, 3-0 victory, and as great as that is, you have to enjoy it for about 10 seconds, and then you have to flip the switch and turn around and go win another ball game, right? Thankfully, she was so efficient in that outing that we were able to turn around and run her back out there for 4 more innings in the following game, and then we brought back Bettendorf product, Emily Rigdon, who threw game 1 against Highland, brought her into to close that last game with Madison. But we were kind of cruising. We were up 5-2. We had a lead for the majority of that game. And with 2 outs in the 6th inning, Madison hit a 3-run homer to tie it. Shock to the system, to say the least. Fortunately, we had the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 6th. And I should back up. Fortunately, we won a coin toss to be the home team in that if necessary game, which as that 3-run homer sailed over the fence, I thought to myself, I'm going to hold on to that quarter for a while if this goes our way, because that winning that flip turned out to be pretty important. But bottom of the 6th, we our leadoff hitter stings the ball at the third baseman, and she bobbled it just enough for our kid to beat it out. Our 2 hitters, a lefty slapper from Farmington, Illinois, who runs like the wind, and she laid down a bunt, and Madison had some miscommunication in covering first base. So within 2 pitches, we're first and second, nobody out, and our 3-hitter walks. The roller coasters, Matt, was incredible. So we're bases loaded, nobody out. You're feeling great. Madison throws a wild pitch to the backstop. Our leadoff hitter, who's now at third base, Jalen Lambin, a Geneseo kid, she breaks for the plate and ends up out on a bang play. One of those where the ricochet couldn't have been better for the defense, and catcher flips to the pitcher and they get our kid out at the plate, right? So the highs and lows, it was crazy. Thankfully, the trail runners advanced, so we got second and third, and Emily Rigdon was able to reach base on a walk to load the bases back up with 1 out, and our first baseman, sophomore Haley Irby, who's had some struggles this season offensively, and didn't have a great day the day before, and just so happy for her. She came up with a big hit, line drive to left center field to give us a 2-run lead, and Lauren Helmick, our second baseman, hits a ball 215 feet to dead center for a sac fly to make it 3 runs, and then we were able to breathe a sigh of relief. Paige Zeringer from Clinton, Iowa, hits a 3-run home run and kind of pads that lead for us and makes it a 6-run lead. Top of the 7th, 3 pitches, 3 outs.
Oof.
So that was a fun day, and that was a day. I told them on Friday after the loss, I really think in every sport, teams that make deep postseason runs, they run into a day like that at some point in their run, and I think it's usually early on. And like if you think about the March Madness, basketball tournament, when high seeds, when the 3 seed runs into that gritty, 14 seed that has nothing to lose, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-possession game with a few seconds left, and then that 3 seed or that 2 seed, they go on to make a Final Four run when they were so close to being eliminated early on. And I just think there's so much to be said for having to overcome those moments, the momentum that comes from it, and kind of the grit that you develop for having to survive those moments. So, and you can even break it down further to, I think, having to face that really good pitcher from Highland at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning in an elimination game. I think that prepared us to have success against the Madison pitching later on that day. And, I do think things happen for a reason, and thankfully they've gone our way in the last week or so.
Josh Keenir joining us now and off the air with Matt Randazzo. Few more for you, Coach. You just mentioned Bettendorf, Clinton, Geneseo, and I can go to the roster, and it's more of that. And we just had Kendra Lewis, the Rockridge product from our area, who's at Wisconsin, on the show earlier, and Peyton Brown on. We've had Taylor Panel and Anna Woolers, and this area, and that's just like the cream of the crop right now. But this area is so good when it comes. It's such a rich base of softball talent. And you tapped into that, and rightfully so. How important is this area and both sides of the river to what you want to do with your program, and obviously the success that you're having right now?
Yeah, it's amazing. The softball talent in the Quad Cities and the surrounding small towns, it's phenomenal. And I kind of chuckle when people ask, what's your recruiting radius and this and that. And I don't want to leave my backyard because I don't have to. And that's part of it. The other part of it is I really do believe that's a big part of junior college. I think junior college should be about having a healthy amount of local talent. But let me just say one other thing, how much it meant to me and how cool I thought it was. Coach John Kelly at St. Ambrose and Coach John Nelson at Augustana both texted me and congratulating me and us and our program on our, on those wins Friday. I mean, just what a cool, we could be competitors and going at, going against each other for recruits and this and that. But just the support, I just thought it to me, it speaks to the support and just the softball community in general, and how kind of special that, that those relationships are, to have the 2 4-year guys in the area reach out and congratulate us. It's a special area for this game. And those, Coach Nelson especially, he's got a lot to do with that, for what he's done for the area and the softball community in this neck of the woods. So, it's awesome, man. And having success like this, it only helps down the road. And not being from the area, I think I have something to prove with the community, and kind of establish what my reputation is going to be around here, and how I treat the kids in my program, and just the way we do things. And I sleep really well at night knowing that everything and every decision I make is in the best interest of our program and our players. And those relationships are really special, and that leads to the next player, right? I mean, it's giving those freshmen last year a good experience that led to some of the kids coming in this year. And it's all a trickle-down effect. But I had no doubt we could get this program to the point that we're at. I'd probably be lying to you if I said I thought it would be in year 2.
Yeah. So. No, it's going well, Coach, and don't jinx it by any stretch. Talking with Noah Wethington last week about Blackhawk baseball, it is kind of that hidden gem with softball as well, because I can remember, it was probably last year, a super sectional softball game that you guys hosted over there with Ridgewood, I believe. And I went over first time I had gone over to the new facility, and I'm like, Coach, that's an easy sell. Kind of talk about what Blackhawk has done. It's with the baseball program, the softball program, the athletic building and facility you have now. It's impressive, and it's easy to convince a young lady to stay at home for 2 more years and play at a place like that in a program like this. Kind of talk about the facilities and the support that you've gotten from Blackhawk College.
Yeah, that was a big part in taking the job. Not just that we had the beautiful brand new facilities coming, but what that tells you is athletics as a whole has the support of the board of trustees, administration, and then our athletic director, Arnie Chavera, who's the head baseball coach for a number of years at Blackhawk. Blackhawk athletics is everything to that man, and to get to work for and learn from him. Those were the reasons I took the job. I mean, it's what an amazing place. The facilities are world class, and that's not hyperbole. That's not an exaggeration. They are world class facilities. And then when you combine what you get in the facilities with the cost associated with junior college, it's an easy sell. And if we weren't highly competitive, they should look for a new softball coach, because I have no excuse for this program not to be exactly where it's at. But athletics is important to the institution, is kind of the tagline of all this, as it should be. It's especially the state of higher education, and coming from small private liberal arts schools, at previous stops in my career, knowing how important tuition revenue is and things of that nature. It makes sense to invest in athletics, but not everyone that's not in our world sees it that way. And I understand that as well. So, but with it comes a little bit of pressure, right? There's high expectations for us to perform. There's high expectations for us to carry what some people might consider a large roster. We have 26 players. That's on the bigger side for softball. And so that's presented, but it also presents some opportunities to have competition at positions, to have players pushing each other, to be able to utilize a really deep bench. So 2 ways to skin a cat, right? I mean, there's you can look at it through whatever lens you want to, and I try to look at it as positive as possible, because we don't have much to complain about at Blackhawk College.
No, it's a beautiful thing right now. Coach, before we talk about what's next, the watch party, all that kind of stuff, I know it's not about you, and you're modest, but you are the Region 4 Softball Coach of the Year. To get that honor, and I know it's a team thing, and I get all that, but that's good. I mean, you took this job, and you wanted to have success for this program, but you also want to have success, and it seems like that's a little more validation that what you did was correct coming here and doing that kind of stuff? Just talk about getting that honor. I know the girls are going to get a lot of credit for it, but that's got to be humbling at the same time.
I actually tried to give the award to them, and I quickly got kind of shunned and shooed away. Going back on our live stream feed and kind of watching their reaction to like that presentation, like that, yeah, man, that starts to get me a little bit. So just to look, Matt, those freshmen, I didn't recruit a lot of them, right? Those players that are sophomores now, and they had no reason to put their trust and faith and love me as much as they have. So those guys will always have a special place in my heart. And to watch them kind of celebrate me in that moment, yeah, that means a lot. And with it being Mother's Day, I got to share. My mom and dad have they recently retired and moved from Northern Illinois down to Arkansas, and my mom was so excited that she figured out how to like cast the live stream onto their TV in their living room. And my dad took a video of her watching the awards presentation, and when they announced the Coach of the Year thing, and my mom's reaction to that. And with it being Mother's Day, that was that one was special. So no, there is validation to it, and you know, like any coach, any player, you have hard years, and every now and then you know you have one like this, and it makes everything worth it.
Yeah, life's good right now for Josh Keenir. It's a good time for you. It's funny, Mike, you mentioned that like technology can be tough for parents. Like it's harder for my mom to watch her son nowadays. I'm not on basic WQAD, so it's like, Mom, you just go to YouTube, you click this button, it's really easy. So I understand that completely. I know it's a big week. I think you leave a week or coming up this Saturday, you leave. But you get to find out some information on Tuesday. I know things are announced, national tournaments in Arkansas. But what do you find out on Alabama? Excuse me, Alabama, Arkansas, same thing, right? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah.
But obviously Tuesday's a big day. Noon is the pairings announcement. Kind of talk about what you guys have planned, because that's a special moment as well, to sit there and find out your fate in such a big tournament.
Yeah, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Tuesday. It'll be on the NJCAA website. They'll live stream that. So as we're talking about technology and internet broadcasts, but yeah, they do it a lot like the March Madness selection show, and they'll unveil the bracket. We'll find out where we're seated and who our opponents are, and then for me it's back to work and trying to study up and find out as much as I can about these teams, and leave on Saturday. We'll get down there Saturday night. The kind of pre-tournament festivities actually take place on the infield at Talladega.
Wow.
So that'll be kind of a cool experience. And we play ball on Monday. So we'll for sure play one on Monday, one on Tuesday, double elimination. So, survive in advance, and hopefully we're playing into Wednesday.
I love it, Coach. Josh Keenir joining us. We appreciate it. Go get some wins. Enjoy it a little longer, and then get to work on Tuesday. Stay healthy when you guys get down there. Travel safely, and best of luck. Hopefully we can catch up with you guys after you get back.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
All right, that is Josh Keenir, the head softball coach at Black Hawk College. A good time to be Black Hawk College right now. 47 victories on the season. That's a school record. Heading to the national tournament for the first time since 2014. We got more to get to on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Monday in the Quad Cities. We'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home. dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with.
Quad Cities, are you brave enough for halfway to Halloween? Friday, May 16th, the Steamwheelers battle on Tulsa in a night of haunted hits and bone-crushing indoor football action. It's spooky fun for the whole family, complete with a haunted house and high-flying IFL football that'll leave you howling. Snag your tickets now at steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets and come get scared and entertained. Friday night, May 16th, presented by Asylum of Mad Dreams and Slick Willie Radio.
The PGA Tour swings into the Quad Cities again this summer, and you don't want to miss it. The John Deere Classic brings golf, music, magic, and more to TPC Deer Run July 2nd through the 6th. Wednesday, July 2nd is Youth Day, and ages 15 and under are free all week, making it perfect for the whole family. Stick around after the golf on the weekend for the concerts on the Course Series, featuring country superstar Dierks Bentley on Saturday and Grammy Award-winning Zac Brown Band on Sunday. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Visit JohnDeereClassic.com to get your tickets before they sell out.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a beautiful Monday in the Quad Cities. Sunny, warm, going to be over 80 degrees today. So get outside, enjoy it, do all those fun things because it's weird. Like we just haven't gotten any rain. Although I did notice on social media it was like last week they were warning about rain coming up in like 2 weeks. So because they're nailing it daily. They need to look ahead to 2 weeks away. So, but yeah, get outside, enjoy it. I'm going to do that exact same thing this afternoon as well. Going to go watch some baseball. So excited about that. Want to thank everyone who joined the show today. Kendra Lewis is first team All Big Ten as a freshman. That's awesome. Did a fantastic job on the softball diamonds up at Wisconsin. Great of her to make the quick drive over to the house and join us in studio. So great catching up with her. Go check that out. We found out that Pat Angerer got his wife Quick Star flowers for Mother's Day. So always fun to chat with Pat. So if you miss Pat, go check out his Monday knowledge that he always gives us. And then we just listened to and talked with Josh Keenir. Congratulations to the Blackhawks softball team heading to nationals. Tons of excitement there. And cool to see Quad City softball on such a great level when you go with Kendra. And we've had on here. If you think about it, we've done the show for almost for a little more than 4 months, I think. And we've had Taylor Panel at Tennessee, Anna Woolers at Auburn, OVC Player of the Year, Peyton Brown at Western Illinois. Now first team All Big Ten, Wisconsin standout, Kendra Lewis. That's just on the main Division I level of college softball, and I'm missing others. Those are just the 4 that happen to be on my show. And then you look at just the high school level and then the local colleges. John Nelson was on with Augustana. They're doing well. Blackhawk is built on local players and they're doing great things. So really, really cool to see. So best of luck to Blackhawk at Nationals. They'll find out on Tuesday where they're going. So we'll keep a tab on them as well. Wednesday will be Steam Wheeler Wednesday here on the show. We are excited about that. Wheelers, though, they lost for the first time. We got to talk about that. They're not undefeated. They lost for the first time this season. Also on Wednesday, but they're coming back home. Wheelers coming back home this weekend. They'll get back on track. We're going to be rocking and rolling. We can't wait. Also on Wednesday, the NFL schedule will be announced. It'll be leaked the next couple days. Wednesday night is the main announcement, and that's a big deal. Like, the NFL does it great. They got the Super Bowl, and then, like, boom, in April you have the draft, and then we have the combine, I think, in March. April's the draft. May is the schedule release. June, they're going back to camps. July, things get rolling for good. August is preseason nonsense, and then we got the football season again. They are all year round. They do a great job of it. They did announce today that it'll be Dallas and Philadelphia opening up the season that Thursday night. Terrible choice. You could have done the beloved Lions and the Eagles, because the Lions schedule's brutal, but they go to the Philly as well. So anyways, we'll talk about the schedule throughout the week. Maybe on Thursday we'll get somebody in here who knows what they're talking about. We'll break down the Bears schedule and other stuff. So that coming up later on in the week as well. Efforting Brett Bielema sometime this week as well. I think we're going to lock that up sometime soon. So Brett Bielema this week as well, and a whole bunch more. The Iowa baseball team looking to wrap up their first Big Ten title during the regular season since 1990. They've got a huge series that starts Thursday. So maybe we'll have Kyle Huseman on tomorrow, because we don't want him Thursday because that's a little too close to it starting. Wednesday would make sense too, but I want to talk about this tie thing, because ending in a tie this weekend was annoying. I get it. I understand what the logistics were and the flight and all that kind of stuff, but it was just weird. So anyways, we got a lot to get to this week. Really super excited about it. We mentioned throughout the show, GuyRandazzoGolf.com is the place to go for the 11th annual Guy Randazzo Memorial Golf Outing. If you're just tuning in, we do a memorial golf outing after my hero, Guy Randazzo, my dad, passed away 13 years ago today. Not a fun day. But so hop online, get signed up for it. We raise money for the Knights of Columbus, a great cause, and then we also have a lot of fun. So join us if you will. So anyways, we'll get a lot more this week as well. Thank you guys for supporting the show, and I talk about the support that I get. I can't do it without our sponsors. That's growing here soon. But we want to thank our sponsors. I do want to mention too, Hungry Hobo has a great deal right now during the month of May. Gift card to graduate. You buy a $25 gift card, you get a $5 gift card. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I got a graduation party or two coming up this weekend. Go get some Hungry Hobo, get him some gift cards or a gift card, and then get a gift card for yourself. Walk out of there and go back and get a sandwich later, or waffle fry or whatever, or heck, give it to the graduate or whatever. But it's a great deal. $25. Every $25 you get a $5 gift card to Hungry Hobo. So make sure you hit that up as well. I always talk that I hit up Hungry Hobo once a week at least. Gosh, when I was at WQAD, it was a lot more than that. So anyways, thank you to these fantastic sponsors. Godfather's is amazing. Fantastic pizza. Snoop is Snoop. He's awesome. The Wheelers and Rafferty Funeral Home as well. Fantastic, locally owned, awesome people right here in the Quad Cities. So we appreciate them. And mostly we appreciate you guys for watching this show each and every day. We appreciate that. And we will talk to you guys once again tomorrow.